Hello, everyone. Episode 80 hype still lives in you, y'all? I understand that what happened in Skibidi Toilet community recently could have easily killed all the hype for anything that's related to the series anyhow, but I still believe we might see the better outcome here. So today I want to share with you something really interesting that I dug up just a few days ago, and now I have time to discuss it with you, my friends. So we got the leaked version of Inviz's schedule of releasing Skibidi Toilet content, and, well, that is definitely something. And aside from that, I also wanted to briefly mention what is going on in the fandom currently, as more and more new stuff arrives onto the surface. So if you want to get to know everything important that happened in Skibidi Toilet World recently, then get your tea and snacks ready. Give this video a like and prepare to watch this video to the end, because I will share the best info you'll have to hear today. And now let's jump right into this. So first of all, the leaked Inviz's schedule. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, but here we are. And of course, some of you guys might want to know whether it's surely legit, or it might be a fake document made by some Skibidi Toilet fan or something, as it used to be a very common thing back in the days when it came to all sorts of leaks and all that. I firstly thought that it might be fake too, but then as this schedule started being re-uploaded by the biggest Skibidi Toilet creators, such as Iron Cameraman and others, I decided to give it a closer look. And you know what actually convinced me it was 100% legit? It's embarrassing and funny as hell, but it was the moment I saw the typo in the word episode written with 2 S letters. It was so stupid, but like, only Inviz could have been that illiterate towards Skibidi Toilet, both lore-wise and grammatically. Yeah, I'm doing grammar shaming while writing a script to a freaking Skibidi Toilet video, and you guys can't even blame me for anything. Okay, so jokes aside, let's look at this document now and what it's been telling us about the mysterious episode 80 in specifics. So we can see that in total, Inviz have already planned the release of 4 new episodes and season 2027 compilation, not counting full episodes with the secret scenes. Each part of the episode is supposed to be made in only 1 week, which is crazy and should already speak some volumes about the quality of such episodes. Spoiler alert, I doubt they're gonna look any different from the emergence visual and plot quality that are simply in the gutter right now. Second of all, I found it really funny how Inviz already planned the runtime of all the episodes and even their full versions with the secret scenes, which is just ridiculous. Like, when Boom worked only on one of his current episodes, he enlarged or shortened the runtime of the episode for a countless number of times because he was constantly redoing his work, adding something or cutting some stuff for another episode, and I can go on and on forever. Meanwhile, Inviz already planned the runtimes for like 100 episodes ahead, and that means one thing, y'all. Probably all of the episodes they were planning to make were meant to turn out to be a mindless, crappy slop. The same one that the first episode of Emergence was. They don't care about quality at all. All they want is the constant quantity combined with their toys that no one even wants to buy anymore. And by the way, speaking of Skibidi Toilet toys, recently Inviz shamelessly uploaded the following post to the YouTube community page of Boom's official channel, which they took from him. And guess what we can see while searching the comments? The absolute majority of people don't want to hear one thing about their crappy toys. And all they want is to bring Boom back. Which genuinely warms my heart because I love seeing our community act so strong and united. You actually are the real alliance, y'all, and not those people Inviz try to call that. But I'll get back to that later. So, going back to their embarrassing schedule, we can also notice that some episodes are underlined with red color. And it means we are looking at the episodes that were supposed to be directed by Boom. Yeah, so according to this image, the entirety of episode 79 as well as season 25 compilation were supposedly directed by Boom. But due to all the countless speculations we might already know, it is not even a whole truth either, because all the evidence pointed out that Boom only worked on the series up until the second part of episode 79, and even that part was clearly made in a hurry. While both final part of the episode and its full version with almost 0 meaningful secret scenes were clearly made by other people, the faceless animators of Inviz Corpo, who clearly didn't care about their product quality one bit. And that's why we got what we got. However, does that mean that the second part of this image is also a lie? And episode 83 won't be directed by Boom either? Honestly, I have no idea about that at this point. Could be Boom miraculously coming back, but also could easily be someone else. And besides, if Boom would be forced to pump out all of this episode's parts and secret scenes in a matter of just 3 weeks, Would it really turn out to be any better from episode 79? I really doubt that. However, before going as far as to episode 83, let's talk about episode 80, and some of the very interesting stuff connected to its release. So as it is obvious from the schedule itself, Invis happily overtook Boom's channel and got ready to pump out as much of the yummy sloppity slop as possible, so that they could also sell as much of their crappy toys as possible to the mindless skibbity toilet consumers. Yeah, that's exactly how they view our community. Pleasant much, isn't it, folks? But oh dear Lord, it seems like something went horribly wrong and Invis's high hopes were not met at all. So they pressured Boom so much about the time required to produce one episode because they couldn't understand that millions of people kept watching the series due to its stellar quality, which was worthy of waiting months upon the release. Meanwhile, they thought that if they were going to release slop quickly made in just 1 week, this slop will also be gathering the same amount of views as Boom's work gathered. But oops, not gonna happen it seems. The views on the episodes produced by Invis's faceless animators are laughable. And even the freaking compilation of Boom's earlier episodes gained more views just because people felt nostalgic. So it is obvious to me that right now, Invis is panicking big time, because they started to realize that their money-generating cow might be going further and further away from them. The community was brushed aside from them and ignored totally, as if we are mindless children with zero taste. And now Invis is paying the price for that. All the community wants in the moment is to bring Boom back, and as it has not happened yet, the views will only be declining. So why is this information relevant to us while talking about episode 80? Well, because episode 80 was actually supposed to already come out nearly 2 weeks ago. And according to the Invis's schedule, it was meant to happen on the 24th of October, where the first part of the episode with the runtime of 8 minutes had to come out. And 6 days after that, the second part of episode 80 was also supposed to get released with the runtime of 3 minutes, and then the full version had to follow. In other words, as of today, we are also supposed to witness the full episode 80 in all its glory. But something went wrong, I suppose? I guess the backlash hit harder than Invis envisioned it to be, isn't it? So one way or another, but they went radio silent since they released the trailer for The Emergence and announced their new toy, which wasn't received well by the fandom at all. So what is going on behind the scenes right now? Is episode 80 meant to come out at all? And if we want to answer that question, we need to get to our old fella Zack Door, which has been fighting the gods' war ever. Avio75 leaked his contract with them, and here's what I found out. So Zack Door released 2 lengthy posts in his YouTube community page, and both were savage AF. In his first post, he describes the escalating conflict within the Skibidi Toilet fandom and explains how invisible narratives began interfering with the series long before we ever realized. According to Zack Door, Invis first inserted outside animators during episode 78 without Boom's approval, and later slipped producer David LB into the Skibidi Alliance server just before the episode's release, a move that foreshadowed his takeover of the later Emergence pipeline. This post also reveals that Boom transferred the rights to Skibidi Toilet and his channel to Invis back in October 2023, when he was the most vulnerable, overwhelmed, and lacking legal support. Basically, he didn't sell out as many pseudo-fans claim him to be, but trusted Invis under pressure from everything that was going on in his life. Another major claim is that Invis forcibly rushed Boom during episode 79 Part 3 and the full episode to align with their October merch shipments. Evidence suggests Invis themselves uploaded 79 Part 3 while using Boom's unfinished pre-render files. The video contains unpolished SFM exports, placeholder audio, missing lighting passes, and a manually written description unlike Boom's usual uploads. The leaked internal schedule further supports that Invis demanded impossible deadlines from Out-Creator. As a result, the full episode was released with errors and incomplete rendering because Boom simply couldn't meet the rushed timeline. Zack Door also says that Invis is solely responsible for the poor quality of 79 Part 3 while also shamelessly trying to cover their tracks on it. Moving on to the second post he made now. After that, Zack posted a message with an additional info, where he signals about invisible narratives starting to quickly clean up any evidence of their actions. For example, they began deleting evidence of Boom's pseudo-involvement. as well as removed information about Skibidi Toilet HQ, which is a failed project collaboration that confirmed Zack Door's theories from the Wayback Machine. After that, Zack says that a key archived link was removed from the Wayback Machine after Invisible Narratives filed a legal notice claiming trademarked material was shown, effectively erasing evidence that they had been presenting content as if it came from Boom. To get even more from this, it turned out that producer David L.B. attempted a failure collaboration, and then tried to make it appear as though it had been Boom's or the DFB team's idea by repeatedly changing the channel description and deleting messages that proved his involvement with Emergence. According to Zack Door, David is the main strategist behind framing Inviz's actions as Boom's decisions, and he, alongside Inviz's CEO Adam Goodman, is directly responsible for the current chaos. And now the company is actively covering its tracks by scrubbing any incriminating evidence. So Zack Door urges the community to save any screenshots and stay alert for further updates. And it wasn't a long time before these updates came, because in his newest post, Zack Door spelt even more tea about the current situation. So not only did he create a whole petition asking people to support Boom from Inviz's manipulations with his creative work and brand, but he also went even deeper into the lore of all of this madness. So in his second post, Zack Door explained that episode 78 became the turning point where Invisible Narratives began directly interfering with Skibidi Toilet production. It was Inviz and not Boom who selected multiple outside animators for test sequences, which Boom attempted to integrate into episode 78, but ultimately abandoned it due to severe technical issues, using them only as a storyboard. Episode 78's long production time angered Inviz's CEO Adam Goodman, who complained that 3-4 months per episode was unacceptable, despite only this one taking that long. Around this time, the already mentioned producer and strategist David L.B., who is Goodman's close friend and former CoComelon employee, joined the Skibidi Alliance Discord. According to Zack Door, Inviz brought David in because he was controllable, fully aligned with Goodman, and willing to restructure production in a way Boom resisted the most. Inviz had grown increasingly frustrated with Boom's perfectionism, independence, and refusal to obey corporate directions, as well as public criticisms coming from Roblox, and Inviz's partner. David then began constructing the production pipeline for Skibidi Toilet Emergence, defended the spin-off aggressively, tried to silence criticism from any other creators, and allegedly devised the strategy of presenting Inviz's decisions as if they came from Boom himself. Evidence of his involvement has since been deleted, including DM messages and a web page removed from the Wayback Machine after Inviz filed a DMCA notice. Zack Door also mentions that Inviz hid the truth because they knew the fandom would revolt if Boom's removal became public. Ironically, Boom had just started building his own team and improving production efficiency by episode 79, but Inviz cut him off before this progress could take shape, derailing the series instead of supporting its natural growth. However, this is still not the end to this saga yet, because in his next and currently final post, Zack Door also talked about why Boom is currently silent, or should I say, silenced, and why he can't make any direct public statements. Although if you guys watched my previous video, I already went into discussing this topic myself a bit, and already suggested several reasons for why Boom has been forced to stay quiet and not comment anything on whatever Inviz is doing with his brand right now. But I still want to share Zack Door's perspective on this topic with you guys, because this guy is the GOAT and his opinion really matters to me. So in Zack's opinion, Boom is silent because of an extremely restrictive contract from Invisible Narratives. And although Zack himself did not sign the version offered to him, he describes it as heavily one-sided, containing a 10-year NDA so broad that any information related to Inviz, including conversations, ideas, or even publicly available facts, could be treated as confidential. Violations are labeled as incalculable damage, allowing Inviz to obtain court injunctions without proving harm while effectively silencing creators. The contract forces disputes into expensive Delaware arbitration and requires the signer to cover Inviz's legal costs in many scenarios. Boom, however, had to sign his own version, which was reportedly far worse because he was under DMCA strikes and depended on Inviz to protect his channel while lacking resources to manage US copyright law independently. Zack warns us that Inviz cultivated trust manipulatively and nearly convinced many YouTubers to sign, while also saying that Boom is silent because speaking openly could lead to lawsuits or crippling financial penalties, so Boom communicates only through indirect hints, which we've seen in his email responses. Zack also mentions Inviz's CEO Adam Goodman once again, criticizing his past mismanagement at Paramount and accusing him of repeating the same strategic failures with Skibidi Toilet. He calls on Goodman to restore Boom's control over the series and offer a much fairer contract. Finally, Zack Door also states that Inviz denies involvement in removing archived Skibidi Toilet material from the Wayback Machine, and he expects even more dishonesty from them moving forward. And besides that, Zack also shared an insight information that there was supposed to be a meeting at the Skibidi Alliance with the leadership of Invisible Narratives. And just like during the last meeting, both Adam Goodman and David LB were supposed to be present. However, after the wave of new, reasonably critical videos and posts from Zack Door and the other creators, including my humble persona, the meeting was suddenly canceled. Surprising much, huh? So, in Zack Door's opinion, it might mean that Inviz are currently preparing for something, and it's probably not going to be good. So what can I say at the end of this video? I highly doubt that episode 80 is going to be released soon, but even if it does, it's probably going to be of the same level of quality as Emergent's project was. And I also believe that right now, Inviz are more worried about their image and reputation for once other than pumping out slop content relentlessly, which isn't even selling that much anyways. I also believe that soon Inviz might even take some action in the internet regarding any sort of criticism regarding their work, because they are that shady and cold-blooded. But I hope nothing will change the Skibidi Toilet creators' stance, and we'll keep updating you guys on what is going on in the fandom until the community wins and Boom comes back. So have a nice day, and also go check Zack Door's petition, because every action matters, even lesser one. And that was all for today. Write in the comments below what you think about everything I just told you, and be sure to subscribe to my channel if you're interested in more Skibidi Toilet content. And that was me, ISOTOILET. See ya!